Okay, gentlemen, I have a YouTube channel, which is why I want to do the videoing. And actually, you're probably better to talk to. At least you're more accepting to have communication, as much as we agree to disagree.
Sure.
I don't really want him around. He's narrow-minded.
Being videoed, so as long as you're aware of that.
Well, no, I can video. You just don't have to engage with me.
Just tell him we don't consent to it.
Well, you don't consent to it. It doesn't matter. I can still do whatever I want with it.
Common courtesy, I think, would be the normal way. We don't need to video.
I think common courtesy would be to have the government run the country correctly and not send us into a, shall we say, hyperinflation like Morrison's done. And like, I'm not just against Labor, so I don't like Liberal as well, and I don't like Greens, and I don't like the Nationals, and I don't like... Hanson's okay a few times, but she's fallen into the same political game of doing party politics. See, I think we need, as an Australian people, need to break that party politics system, like maybe have a whole house of independents or something. So that way when motions come across the floor, you can vote as an independent on your conscience as what your constituents want, instead of voting what the party wants. Because doesn't that happen sometimes, that parties vote in bloc?
That's the wonderful thing about democracy. Sounds like you've got some fairly firm views about how the political system...
Oh, I'm open-minded to hear any views, if they're logical and make sense and they're fair.
Yeah.
But by saying the democracy that what we've got, the democracy what we've got now is corrupted. It's broken. What's the old adage? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Well, what we've got now is it's broken. It needs to be fixed. Something needs to happen. I don't want to see a revolution. Maybe a bloodless coup would be nice. But I think the politicians are, on general, they're probably heart's probably in the right place, but they're constrained by what the party tells them to do. You know, I've had the same conversation with Labor, Liberal, Nationals, even Pauline Hanson. You know, even though she's the leader of that party, she's got to follow her own principles on what her party policy is.
Yeah.
See, I don't think we're not going to advance as a species any further by doing what the party wants. We've got to do what the majority thinks is fair.
Well, thanks for the chat, Tom.
Thanks for your time.
Okay. So you don't really want to have an open conversation.
Mate, I've had a chat with you for over 25 minutes tonight.
Yeah, but before you didn't want to be videoed, and I accepted that. Now, I've been to see probably close to a dozen of these little pop-ups, and each time none of you want to get videoed. I ask, I do the right thing, and I ask, and you say no.
Whereabouts do you live?
I'm itinerant. You know the meaning of that word?
Yes.
Right, because you didn't know the meaning of the word fiat currency. So I'm just wondering how much politicians do and don't know about the current climate of the planet.
I appreciate your time tonight. I really appreciate what you told us.
I haven't told you anything yet. There's about another 20 subjects to go.
Okay, well, we've got other people to catch up with, and we've got other things to...
There are?
So
Where are they?
Thanks very much for your time.
Where are these other people?
A lot of people we've got to speak to tonight about other issues.
Oh, after, but you said you're going to be here until 7. You pop up, little advertisement said. I mean, I just actually Googled pop-ups, politician pop-ups, and yous came up on this and here, and I've driven 40 k's out of my way to come here and try to get yous on video and try to get yous to open up to some degree.
40 k's away.
Well, even though I do say I'm itinerant and I travel around, my current routine of things that I need to do needs me to be in certain places at certain times.
Yeah.
So I don't have a shower in my bus, so obviously I need to go somewhere where I can shower regularly. So yeah, a bit of a distance to come here. But even though I might not be in your constituency, I'm still a concerned citizen of Australia. So shouldn't that carry some weight?
Well, obviously I'm having a chat to you, mate, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're not prepared to... See, as far as I'm concerned, use the public servants. Whether you want to use the wording that you're elected officials or not, use the public servants. Is that a correct statement?
Yeah, and look, we've had a conversation with you. You've told us your views. We respect that. We thank you for that.
That's a very polite palm off. See, that's what I get every time the video camera comes on.
Well, we've been honest with you, and we appreciate your time, and we value what you've had to say to us. So
What about discussing some other
Thanks very much for discussing
issues?
with us tonight. Your
Well,
issues.
then you're finished. Again, if you're a public servant and you're here to engage with the public, and there's no one else here,
Well, we've listened to you, and there's no point in continuing the conversation.
because you can't and are not able to
We've listened to what
answer
you've
my
said.
inquiries.
We've respected what you've said, and we've heard what you've said, and we appreciate the time that you spent with us tonight.
Well, I'll tell you openly now, it's on video. Next time I come along, I'll be on the video straight away. I might even bring a couple of friends to ask you questions as well.
Very well.
Right, and then you can ignore them too, the same as you're ignoring me, same as you ignore any Australian person and palm them off, because you still get your fat pay packets while 1/5 of this country is going broke.
Tom, I have been speaking to you for over 25 minutes. We've had a long conversation. We're here to talk to community members from, doesn't necessarily have to be from within our electorate, but obviously that's the priority. I appreciate the fact that you've come from over 40 kilometres away.
If there were other people that wanted to talk to you here, I'd step aside.
After Googling to see if there's any politicians that have pop-up offices, so that's really great.
Now, honestly, if there was someone else here that wanted to talk to you, I would step to the side. I've done that before. You said, okay, I need to go to talk to this person. I've gone, okay, we'll go talk to that person.
Well, we've listened to what you've said, and we respect what you've said.
What time have you got?
10 to 7.
Okay, well, we've still got another 10 minutes. Unless you've got somewhere to go right now. Unless your mate over here is going to tell me to go and get a job again. You know, and
No one's going to say
I can't see him ever getting into politics properly. Because he obviously doesn't have the patience for it. Unless you're going to tutor him.
Tom.
Well, we've listened
Ross.
to what you've said, and there's no point continuing the conversation. So we've respected what you've said, and we appreciate the time that you've taken to come all the way to talk to us. And
That's a palm off. See,
Well, it's your
this is
opinion, but
this is
that's okay.
my observation is what I see a lot of politicians do. They just palm it off very gently and politely, very politely too. That's the best thing about politics is telling other people to fuck off and having them enjoy the journey while they're going.
No one's asking you to leave. No one's saying you're not entitled to your opinion. We've listened, we've respected, and we've heard what you've said. And we thank you for taking the time to come and see us. For half an hour that you've been speaking to us, we appreciate it.
Half an hour, hang on. 8 minutes.
Oh, that's just since you've been videoing.
You were here when you were
Yeah, I was talking to you before, but I asked you before if I could video. You said no.
So
You
you've been here about an
declined.
hour and a half.
I wouldn't really include that because then I actually probably got a little bit more open conversation. You're pretty closed because and I don't think you're really up with a lot of the topics that a lot of people are talking about on social media and so on. Because a lot of politicians, okay, you might have your head stuck up your colon because you still got, you're not talking to the average person. You come here to a spot here, you're probably flat out talking to the maybe 5 or 6 people the whole lot, instead of getting on your feet and going out into the suburbs and talking to people directly and just finding out what the general consensus
How did you
is.
find out about tonight?
Social media.
Also, you were aware that you were going to be.
Well, that's the thing. I've been hunting all these little pop-ups down.
You're assuming that what you see right now is the only way that we engage with the community. It's not. It's just one way that we do.
Well, it's the only way that the public seem to be able to get access to you.
It's the only way that you do because you sit there and Google for pop-up offices. So of course it's the only way that you're going to see.
Or can you enlighten me as to other ways I might be able to catch up with federal and state members?
You can email them. You can ask for an appointment.
Look, every pop-up I've gone to and I've wanted to video them, they've said, oh, make an appointment with my office. And I've done that on a number of occasions. And I've literally gone to their office and made the appointment. And they don't show, oh, no, I had to be in Canberra or I had to do something else. It's a palm off. So I need to find yous where yous say that yous are going to be and when I can engage with yous. Otherwise, I'm just chasing ghosts.
That's what you've done tonight, so we really thank you.
I've engaged with yous. Yous haven't engaged back.
Well, that's your opinion.
Off camera, you did a lot better than he did. You're only a state member, but he's getting twice as what you get. So I don't know how he's earning his money. But off camera, yeah, use will engage me. On camera, these are very shy creatures.
Why do you want to video us?
Pardon?
Why do you want to video us?
I said at the beginning, I've got a YouTube channel.
No, you never told me that, mate.
When I started recording, that's when I said it.
Yeah.
I'll play it back to you when I finish.
So that's okay. We respect your right to be here, just as I hope you respect our right to be here as well.
I respect your right to not engage if you don't want to, but I've got a right to stand here and talk and video. I'm in a public arena, use are public officials, and if you don't engage and just go around and do your own thing, I can't stop you from doing that. I can't stop you from not engaging, but that would look very, shall we say, not so good for public officials not to engage with the public.
It's funny, Tom.
It's Ross, by the way.
Sorry, Ross.
Lance, isn't it?
Yeah. My apologies, mate.
That's all right. I've been called a lot worse.
Well, yeah. We had a good sort of 25, 30-minute conversation earlier.
I would have said 10 or 15 minutes, but
No, it was a bit longer than that. Remember, there were people that sort of were waiting behind you to have a chat, but I then subsequently spoke to.
And as soon as you pointed that out to me, I left, didn't I?
I was just saying that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, when I walked over the first time to have a conversation with you, there wasn't anyone behind me and I didn't know.
When you travelled 40 kilometres to get here, where did you travel from?
I live in Australia. I don't have a headquarters. I don't necessarily tell anyone where I am or where I'm going.
When you came tonight, like just generally, like east, west, what suburb?
I probably come from the north side of Brisbane today.
Came from the north side of Brisbane, yeah.
All right, and a 40-foot bus. It's a little bit awkward, some of the traffic. Getting parking around here is not easy.
Yeah. Oh, 40-foot bus. Yeah.
But you know how it is. I'm only on a DSP and things are tight.
Yes. You know, people getting all these flyers in there, and they say you can go to the website and sign up for it. And when I go to the website, it takes me to a link to print out. I just don't understand what's going on. Well, I was hoping I could do it online, but I finish this loop, which takes me to a PDF file to print out and post.
Well, if you want to put in one of those, we
And these guys get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to do this. To explain a website. Oh, they got their PR guy taking videos. He's the one who insulted me before.
Did you just film that gentleman?
No, I filmed him. I probably caught him in the past.
You haven't consented to being filmed, so you know that.
And
I'm in the public, and you are a public official.
there was a private citizen there that was talking to us. And,
Well, I had the camera on you most of the time.
yeah, but
You've caught him on camera, so I don't think that's really fair for you interrupting when we're talking to residents.
We're in a public forum. I'm not taking pictures of children.
It's a bit of courtesy.
You know, I know there's some moral dilemma about taking pictures of children, but he wasn't a child, was he? He was in public. I could hear everything he was saying anyway.
yeah, but you should let someone know that you're videotaping them.
I'm sitting here holding the camera. Do I have to have a neon sign on my head?
You might have thought you were just looking at your phone.
Why do you want to film people?
No, I was keeping it on you.
Why do you want to film people?
Didn't I say I had a YouTube channel?
How many followers do you have on YouTube?
None. Beautiful, isn't it? So no one's going to see you.
We're quite sure then why you want a YouTube channel that's not really for anyone but yourself. Is that right?
How would know this isn't a bit of self-medication?
What's that, sorry?
How do we know this isn't a bit of self-medication? That I'm venting any deep-seated feelings that I have.
Alright, well I think we probably had enough conversation now. We need to get moving and building. So thanks very much for coming tonight and I appreciate
No worries, pack up.
your time. Okay. Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for your cooperation, gentlemen. Or lack of.
Have a good night.
Okay. Milton Dick. And the other one was a state member, Lance McCullum. Thank you, gentlemen.